Lee.
Okay, well, welcome everybody, and thank you so much for joining us tonight. My name is Kim Flugler, and I'm the team leader for the beautiful Shellhaven region. I'm thrilled to be here with the lovely Sally Mirages, who is the team leader for Team Sapphires down in Merimbula. And we have consultants from both of our teams, as well as Canberra and Silky Oaks, which is up in Camden. And together with our senior team leader, Megan, we form part of the Coastal Gems, which goes from Helensburgh down to the Victorian border. So tonight's class is all about helping you save money by making everyday pantry staples from scratch using your Thermomix. You'll be amazed at how easy it is to create these essentials at home and how quickly the savings add up, not to mention the added health of knowing exactly what's going into your food. To kick things off tonight, we have the lovely Oxy, who is going to show us how to make famous Kewpie mayonnaise, which I think we've probably all bought at one time or another. We're excited to share our favourite recipes and tips with you, and we hope you leave tonight feeling inspired, empowered and ready to take your Thermomix to the next level. So over to you, Oxy.
Hello everyone, my friends. Hello, thank you so much for joining tonight. We're going to have so much fun, and I wish we can teleport all our dishes so you can try. So right now I'm going to share with you an amazing recipe. It's a Kewpie mayonnaise. Generally in the store it looks like this, but trust me, it tastes much more better. So it's very, very easy. So the trick is, just starting up the trick is to measure the 250 grams of grapeseed oil in a jug, in a separate jug, because we're going to put it really, really slowly for it to emulsify. So my first step is done. Let's continue with our amazing cookie dough that guides us through anything. Set the jug aside. How good is that? Let's have a look. Insert a butterfly whisk. Here it comes. And it just goes in right in here. Here we are. Next, I'm going to put 2 egg yolks in. 2 teaspoons of apple cider. Now, I always have an apple cider because sometimes I use it as a substitute for white wine in my risotto. The next one is going to be rice wine vinegar. I would not recommend you to substitute it with a white vinegar. The reason is this tastes much sweeter. It gives us mild sweet taste, where white vinegar is a little bit sour. Of course, it's a personal preference. Let's have a look. Next, so I'm going to add some wasabi, and I just buy wasabi in the little tube. I also grow some horseradish, which is actually, that's what wasabi is made of, to be honest, because wasabi itself as a root is very expensive. Next, I'm going to order a little bit of salt. And as with everything we can add, I'm going to add chili in mine because I like it a little bit nice and spicy. So that's it. And I'm going to close the lid. And in 2 minutes, we're going to have an amazing, amazing Kewpie. Let's have a look. I'm going to start it in. Hear the magic sound, and the instructions carefully tell you to slowly pour it in. So I'm going to do it really, really nice and slow.
Yeah, very nice. Oh, yeah. So definitely once that emulsifying oil goes on top of the lid, there's actually a very clever little, just where that little tip is, that is where the oil will start to go into the lid. So the secret is to time the oil as Oxy is doing to make sure that it's not going too fast and too slow. So she's doing an awesome job. I'll talk over because while you're doing that, it is a little bit muffled with the sound of the motor. Yeah, that's good.
Okay. Yeah, so that's what you do. You do it really, really slow. And guess what? At the end, and basically in just under 3 minutes, look what you get. You get an amazing, 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 just so delicious QP. And do you know what I love most about it? I love that it's sugar-free, preservative-free. There is no MSG, and it's just perfect. Look, it emulsifies so perfect.
It does. Yeah.
It lasts up. My fridge has different settings. It's much cooler. I have a special cooler for meat. That's where I keep my mayonnaise, and that's where I keep it up to a week. But I have 300 teenagers, and they usually eat it all. So this is one of my basic pantry recipe that saves money and time. Over to you, Sally. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay.
Roxy. Now we're heading over to Jeremy.
We are. Jeremy, would you like to introduce, when I bring you back into the spotlight, would you like to tell us a little bit of a story of where you're from and how long you've been with us for?
Yeah, you'll love this. So I'm actually from Googong. So Canberra region, but not Canberra. We're over the border in New South Wales, but still, a consultant in the Canberra region. I've been a consultant for about 10 months now. Really love the networks I've formed and the new friendships, both with other consultants and now customers. And it's just lots of fun coming along to cooking classes, both face-to-face, virtually. I really enjoy it. So I'd definitely recommend it to anybody. I started was just on a whim, and now I'm hooked. Hopefully one day we'll be able to do this as more of a full-time job rather than my public service one.
Ah, fantastic. That's great. And what are you making today, Jeremy?
So first up, I'm on golden syrup. So nice, quick and easy one. And I'm sure all of us use golden syrup. My young kids love it. So whether it's in golden syrup dumplings or even just sometimes on toast when it's a really quick get out the door of a morning. So to start with, it's just 50 grams of light brown sugar. Now, I did make this afternoon. I'll go through the brown sugar recipe later on tonight. And just 2 teaspoons of cold water. And then that sugar and water will just cook for the next 15 minutes. So that's it for me for now. I'll come back again soon.
Thanks, Jeremy. Now we're over to Natasha.
Howdy.
Hello, Natasha.
Hi everyone.
Yourself?
Yeah, I'm coming in from Bega. I've just joined. I'm still in my first 60 days and I'm doing the Earn 3 program. And I started off with Sally in the beautiful Team Sapphire. Sally, honestly, she needs like Team Leader of the Year award. And tonight I'm making, I'll bet you have my machine on. I'm making 2 things. First up, I'm making something called grain-free granola. And that's a recipe from a woman named Noni Jenkins. She does a program, it's called ThermoFit, and I think she's just about to run the free 7-day one again. And what I loved about doing it, I was so resistant. I was like, oh no, I'm not going to do that. And then I ended up doing it, and I loved it because there's menu plans, shopping lists, and it's all grain-free, so it's really good for low inflammation. So really, I didn't even notice until about day 4. And then I suddenly realized, oh, I actually feel really good. Like I feel amazing. Like my skin was really clear. I had heaps of energy. And then I stuck with the whole program right through. So I realized I should be an affiliate for her or something, but I'm not. But it's very, very nice food, very fresh food, easy to cook for the family. So I'm making her recipes. This first one, Crumb It Up, you'll be able to access, we'll share the link to the whole cookie dough recipe collection. So if you have your Thermomix with cookie dough, like the Cook Key, or if you've got a TM6, or even if you've got a 31, you'll be able to see that collection online, and you'll see all the recipes as well as in the chat. So crumb it up. We're going to start cooking. I put this on chicken. I put this on fish. I make like chicken nuggets with it, or I make it like a schnitzel or fish. So I've got sunflower seeds, 40 grams. I pre-measured everything. I had so much fun getting really organized today. Does anyone else have an issue? Like, this is great if you're gluten-free as well. Is anyone gluten-free, or they're trying to just reduce inflammation? I've got almonds, 40 grams, and linseeds. So I've got golden linseeds, but they're usually brown. It doesn't really matter which ones you use. I just happen to have golden linseed. I think that we're going to grind all of this up. It's very quick. It's only 8 seconds. So let's go. I'll just pause me because it'll be noisy. Oops, wrong button.
Does anyone make their own granola?
I love making. I've got a big batch just made. But after buying it in packets for the family years ago and how much they went through it, it's so much more economical to make it this way.
So expensive. Raylene's cooking for her sister who's gluten-free, dairy-free, sugar-free. That can be a challenge. I think you'll probably she'll appreciate these recipes because Noni doesn't use refined sugar. She uses dates. So the next few steps are cumin, paprika, turmeric, and sea salt. So I've kind of put them all in because I was being very organized earlier. And next is the peppers in there as well. And then another interesting ingredient that you may not have, but you can get it now. The good thing about being gluten-free now is much easier. Like 10 years ago, it was a bit of a nightmare, but now you can kind of get everything. So this is coconut flour. I can get it in Coles or Woolies, or if you're lucky like me and you have an amazing Whole Foods shop, you'll be able to get it there. And I think that the next one is sesame seeds. And, sometimes I use a little mix. Yeah, you can absolutely use cashews instead of almonds. This is sesame seeds. And sometimes I put a mix of black and white sesame seeds just for fun. My son doesn't like that, but, that's tough. And chili flakes are optional. So I usually do put them. I don't know why I'm not doing that today. And then this is more of not so much a grind. That first one was a grind. This is more of just a stir. And this is so easy. I don't, normally when you plum, you do, I don't know that either. I usually do milk, egg. Is that right? Milk. No, flour, egg, and breadcrumb. That's what my mum always said.
Yeah.
So with this one, I just press it in. I just get fish or chicken and I just press it in really hard, like a few times, and I don't bother. Can I put sunflower seeds? Absolutely. Yeah. Yep. And you could use some pepitas as well. And then that's it. That's the whole thing, just quick as a wink. And I actually, usually when I make this, make a double batch because I really get through it and it keeps so well. So how can I show you how it looks? Maybe this scooper. It's just very quick. If I'm doing prepping, I'll do it all on a Sunday. Maybe I'll move my computer down. That's what we'll do. Just tilt her down. So it's just a beautiful golden crumb. And it's really versatile. It just means people who are gluten-free don't have to miss out all the time. And it's actually super nourishing because of all the nuts and seeds. So it's going to really help with gut flora and just overall well-being. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Natasha. I think it's over to me now. So I'm Sally, and I am on the very far south coast in a place called Merimbula. And I'm just been with Thermomix now for almost, I can't believe it, nearly 9 years. So I started when my kids were, sort of like 10, 12 and 14. And I came in because well, first of all, I'd had a Thermomix, the TM31, because of my family or my daughter's allergies. I found it really, really helpful for that reason is why we got one. I don't know how, because she was 12 at the time. So I really once I got one, realized why have I not had one previously. I'd just done a course, so then I decided in nutrition that I'd like to sort of try and share my wellness message through the Thermomix. So that has taken me, you know, what I thought just would be perhaps a couple of years or so, but because we get so into all the community that we meet and the places that we travel to, and all that's not to mention things that we acquire on the way. There's lots of great well, basically, Kim was showing me some spatulas that she got in the post today, some new mix shop spatulas, which are new, so we get to try new things, that sort of thing as well, as part of our incentives. So yes, I'm still here and I'll be around for some time, I think, still as well. So I'm going to be doing the chili oils. So again, when I look in the shops, you know, there's so many different varieties of different infused oils, and this is one that is so easy to make that I'm going to show you how. So basically, I've got the chilies, which I've got 6 bird's eye chilies here. Again, you can tweak this depending on the intensity of how hot or you want the chilies to, but I'm just following on with the recipe here. And we're going to give that a little chop. Just as you know, handling chilies normally would be quite, handling chilies normally could be quite, you know, tricky. You'd have to wear gloves and that sort of thing as well. And I have learned that if you do chilies, always stand back a little bit, because the aroma from the chilies can be super strong. So there's my chili chop in there. She says super strong. Always gets them.
You right, Sal?
I knew it would. They're really hot. Okay, in goes the olive oil, 500 grams.
So this would be a really good one to have for in your Christmas hampers, if anyone does Christmas hampers. Get some nice little bottles or jars and make them for hampers for Christmas. Gift box.
That's just going to heat now at 120, 20 minutes reverse, because the reverse is on speed 1. And again, you could do lots of different infused oils. It could be garlic, it could be a different type of, there's plenty of them, truffle, when you see them at the supermarket. So this is a beautiful one you can just make at home with your own produce, and you'll find different recipes on Cookie Do as well. As you can see, I've got a lot of chilies to use up.
Wow,
So
that's
recipes, welcome. Chilies are in season. So, yeah, moving on to our next presenter, which is Sue. Over to Sue.
No, you've missed,
Sue in.
You've missed Paola.
Paola,
Hola.
You missed Paola.
the condensed milk.
Okay.
So we'll go to Paola.
Hi, hello everyone. My name is Paola. I'm from Canberra. I've been a consultant for over a year. Took a little bit of a break, and now I've come back. Today I'll be making condensed milk, and we need 40 grams of unsalted butter, 125 grams of water, and it's telling us to place the simmering basket. And we're gonna heat that up for 3 minutes. Do we move on to the next, or do?
Sue, do you want to start your
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
Yeah, okay. We'll just spotlight Sue as well.
Hi everyone, my name's Sue. I live in Ingleburn. I was a consultant for 8 years, and then I've had a 2-year break due to having to have hip replacements. The last one was done 3 weeks ago, so I'm back at it. And I love the Thermomix because I'm a cake decorator as well, and it saves me money with my cake decorating. And I share it to lots of different people and make lots of new friends when I'm out demming. So today I'm making lemon butter. I always have a supply of lemon butter in my fridge, and I usually make a triple batch, but I did yesterday, but today we're just doing the single batch. So we're going to start cooking. Butterfly whisk goes in. 40 grams of lemon juice. I've pre-weighed everything, so caster sugar. Josie. 80 grams of butter. And 2 eggs. That's going to cook for 8 minutes at 80 degrees on speed 3. So I've made a couple of things that I use, because people say, what do you do with the lemon butter? You can jar it and put it in jars and gift it with your Christmas hampers. Here I have lemon meringue tarts. So it's just a short crust pastry, lemon curd or lemon butter inside and meringue. These little ones are a cheesecake tart. So it's equal lemon butter and cream cheese just mixed together with a couple of berries for decoration in a dome tin. So you make them upside down and put the butternut biscuit on the top and put them in the freezer. Then you can keep them in the freezer until you need them. And these little triangles are cooked in the sandwich press. So it's a lemon cake mix on the Thermomix I did today. But I must say I usually cheat and have a box of greens lemon cake mix in my cupboard for a quick batch. But you put a tablespoon in each section of your sandwich press, let it cook for about 3 minutes, turn it over and let it cook for another minute, and then put a little pocket in it and fill it with the lemon butter and fresh cream and dust with icing sugar. And I've also got Edna's lemon curd tea cake, which is on cookie dough, but I add blueberries and some slivered almonds to the top. Other things you can do is put it in your sponge cake, on toast. Swiss roll, there's a mango Swiss roll in America that I've used the lemon curd in with blueberries, and yeah, it's thickens on standing. So this is a batch I made yesterday. That's what's left of the triple batch from yesterday. But yeah, a fridge staple in my house.
Very nice. That's great. Do you do your jars on top in your Varoma when you're making it? Just
jars.
Yeah. Do you sterilize your jars on top while you're making it?
Yeah. 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 Jarred it. Yeah.
I might need to sneak in, guys.
Okay.
I had a little whoopsie. Yeah, I was meant to make granola, guys.
That's all right. We'll be fine, Natasha.
Hilarious. Rapadura sugar. Yeah, I reckon.
Are you ready for your next step?
Yeah. Oh, Jeremy. Yeah. Oh, okay. Let's just have a crack so I can get this in the oven anyway. Recently cooked. I love that. So this grain-free granola, it's another noni recipe. And again, it's just really, there's no oats. That's the main difference. It's really delicious. It keeps really well. It says preheat the oven. And you know what? There is a little tweak that I do, which you could do or not. They're saying put the dried apricots in now, but I find that they go a bit too leathery So sometimes I omit them and I put them in later. But today I am going to just follow the rules. But that's the nice thing about granola. Like Sally was saying earlier, you can really tweak it. And the other great thing about Noni's recipes is no sugar. So this is sort of the sugar substitute, the apricots, and then these medjool dates, which you can usually just get at the supermarket. They're like really fresh and gooey. So we've got 7 of those, and then we're just going to process them for a second. It's very quick. Oh, in fact, it's turbo. So it doesn't like it if I don't have the lid ready. And I just do 2 times.
2 1 seconds.
Yeah, 1 second each time. And so that's our sugar component. And then you could, if you don't like apricots or you don't like dates, you could easily substitute sultanas or some other dried fruit. And there's so many nice ones now. Like I've been loving dried blueberries. I've got dried strawberries. Then we've got 160 grams of mixed nuts. So I always get massive FOMO of like, because I want every nut all the time. So my mix tonight is macadamia, Brazil, and cashew. I'm just going to pop that in, 160 grams. And then 80 grams of shredded coconut. But, you know, you can just use desiccated if that's what you like. It's pretty flexible. I definitely change mine seasonally quite a bit. It's depending on what I feel like. Now we're going to do a quick, I think it's another quick turbo. Yep. So this is the second, 1 second, 2 times. This is another really quick one, really, if you've got everything ready. Now we're going to put in cinnamon. And again, like I have made this with cardamom the other day instead. So I've got some really yummy organic cinnamon. And I think next is vanilla. When I've got, who's doing vanilla? Is that Kim or Sally?
Yes,
Someone's
Kim's going
going
to
to.
be showcasing
gonna do
vanilla
vanilla.
very soon.
So then we'll have nice homemade vanilla instead of that one. I have actually made it with the vanilla beans in the brandy. So I'm interested to see what Kim's going to do. And now I've got pepitas or pumpkin seeds. I'm obsessed with these. They're really high in protein and they're really good at just making me feel full so I don't get too snacky. And then I think the last thing is this coconut oil. And, you know, normally in granola, I don't know if you've ever made it before, it's like honey and butter. So this is like a different version where you just use coconut oil instead. But if you didn't have coconut oil, you could absolutely just substitute any oil that you have that you like. So it can be fun just to mix it up and see what that tastes like, see what the other flavors do. And that's it, really. This is going to mix for 20 seconds, and then I'm going to put it on my tray. This is going to be telling. I've got this baking tray, this baking mat that you can get from the mix shop, but mine has had a lot of love. So mine is not like nice and new anymore. I use it instead of baking paper if I want to sort of reduce waste, and I love it. So I've cooked all kinds of stuff on mine, a lot. And I've got also a big one for bread making and a smaller one for macarons, and you can get all of those at the mix shop. And I think if you're not in the mix shop yet, when you join, you get $10 off, I think. Is that right? When you join the first time?
Yeah.
So, this hasn't gone yet, but this is all my bits. It's going to stir it all up, and then I'm going to pour it into my baking dish, but I'm going to go because I think maybe Jeremy's ready. Who's ready now?
Jeremy, are you ready or
Yeah.
Paula?
I'm ready.
Okay, Paula, we might go with you because you've got yours and then we'll go back to Jeremy.
Okay, no worries. So next step will be 180 grams of raw sugar. And then 110 grams of milk powder. Pinch of salt. Next. And we insert the measuring cup. And that'll be 30 seconds on speed 10. Must admit, I've never made condensed milk in the Thermomix before, so
It's really handy, especially there's a couple of really good slice recipes. caramel slice that uses it, and it actually makes quite a bit of condensed milk. So if there's any left over, I always have a little bit of spoonful.
I'll just sneak in and show this is my mixed granola. So it just stirred the coconut oil through, and then I'm going to put it in the oven.
You were too quick for me to spotlight you then.
And that's done. Oh, that looks delicious, actually.
You have to go and make something now.
Yeah, have you ever had it on tea instead of milk?
No.
It's delicious.
Is it? Okay. I've had it in coffee.
Yeah, tea or coffee instead of milk.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now we'll go back to Jeremy.
There we go.
I'll
How are
just
you
jump
doing
in
there,
for
Jeremy?
short amount of time. So that's the sugar and water after it cooked for 15 minutes. I have sterilized a jar in the Varuma as well. So I'll be ready to go. So once this step's finished, I'll just jar it and show everybody what it looks like at the end. So add in 250 grams of boiling water. I normally like to measure it out because I'm too scared I'll go way over when people are watching. 250 grams of raw sugar and a slice of lemon about 5 millimeters thick. And that's it. So now it just cooks for another 35 minutes and then it's ready to go. So when I come back on, I'll show you the finished product.
Thank you.
So who's seen the new TM7? Anybody ordered one? Can put it in the chat if you have ordered yourself a TM7, or come off mute and tell us. Rebecca's waiting to see it in action. Taylor's halfway to earning hers. Good on you, Taylor. It's a great time to join Thermomix at the moment, as we have the TM6 run out sale, where you're getting a great bundle offer with over $1,000 worth of goodies. And you can also come and earn it. You can loan a Thermomix and sell 3. And then if you don't sell 3 or you don't like it, you can also send your machine back, and then you can earn yourself a TM7. So do you want to do your nut butter now, Sal?
Yes, I sure will. And I just saw in the chat too about the sterilizing. So whenever I can, I also sterilize my jars, for example, for the nut butter, or my yogurt little, there's glass jars as well. I've got a little chili glass here. So again, it's a really easy step to be able to just cover your blades with water and pop those on of aroma for about 12, 14 minutes or so, and then pop them onto aroma temperature. Oops, things are banging in the sink. And there's obviously take them out carefully, let them cool down, and they're just great and easy to use. Okay, so basic nut butter. So I grew up in the UK, you can tell from my accent, and basically grew up with peanut butter. I ate so much peanut butter that I came, once I, left the UK, I was over it and couldn't ever eat it again. My kids kind of had it occasionally, but it's only recently when I did the Health Boost Challenge with Thermomix, with my customers, that the nut butter was on the cookie dough. And I thought, oh my goodness, how have I never tried a different butter? Like you can do almond, cashew, just like when you buy them, you can do them with seeds. So they are absolutely incredible to give a go to. Now, the first step was to actually roast the almonds. This is an almond butter. I'm doing the basic nut butter. These have been roasted for about 20 minutes and then cool down again. So I'm using them that way. So I did prepare those earlier. So again, if you are going to go to your step that you've got going back to, can you see my screen? I hope so. So basically, I can go straight down to where I was up to, and I've done the baking tray bit. I've roasted them and let them cool. So I'm on step 3. So I'm just going to hit step 3, which takes me straight to that part of the recipe I'm working on now. Okay, so I'm going to place my cooled nuts into the bowl. And I've just also used, which I use a lot, the rose gold trays in the oven with the baking mat. Again, less waste for using things as well. And basically the first step is a minute speed 10. So with Zoom, it will sound like it's actually quite quiet. So while I'm doing that, I don't know if anyone else wants to put the hand up to spotlight, or where we're up to, or whether Kim wants to talk about others.
Oh, well, I don't want to cut Kim off, but I just thought of a really fun thing that I learned recently with putting things into jars. I'm losing my voice too now. So I've got my crummet up and I've got my lid from my Thermomix and I've got my empty jars ready because I'm going to store it in the cupboard. So what you can do is your lids onto your jar. It just sits there all by itself. And you can pour this in and it doesn't spill. I don't know about you, but I had chaos in the kitchen for so long. And I know this seems like such a simple tip, but it just saves so much trouble. So that's the whole thing into the jar. And there's literally 0 on the bench. So there's a little lid tip.
Oh, Sal's on mute. That's why I was going to say she's still sitting there looking at her. You want to say something, Sal, but she's on mute because of her nuts. How long have you got to go, Sal? 2 minutes?
So that was 1 minute. It's got another minute to go. So will start to form again as I do the next milling stage. So it does all come together. So let's pop it back on again. Again, we've got another minute to fill in.
Is Jeremy ready? Are you ready, Jeremy?
No, his has got 35 minutes to still go.
Oh, I wonder if we go with taco seasoning or something.
We'll just wait for Sal to finish hers and then I'll do the vanilla paste.
Oh, yum. Yum, yum.
So who else makes their nut butters? No. Just Raylene said not until now. Sure do, Caroline. I do. Good on you, Diane.
I recommend it. We go through so much. I make a container full a week.
Wow, that's great. What sort of saving? Have you ever done your cost saving on that, Jeremy?
I haven't, but it would be a lot. I do get just the really basic roasted salted nuts from Woolworths and Woolworths peanut oil. I'll calculate it and let you know.
Yeah, because the nuts from Woolies are actually quite cheap, aren't they? The Woolies own brand.
Yes, yep, and no added preservatives.
Yeah. I like making the almond butter too. That's a good saving if you buy raw almonds and do that. Ella, you're muted.
Here I am. So look at that, the difference now in that second minute. It's really come together. I'm just going to pop in a couple of pinches from my bamboo bowl of salt. Again, it's up to sort of each individual. So it's looking gorgeous. I just can't believe actually also even buying those, you know, when I go to Woolies, my kids, my now adults are coming home. I'll often buy them a nut butter, but I'll look for them, you know, the one that's on sale. And I can't believe it, even though the good ones, I can't remember the name of the brands, but it actually tastes better than the butters. So give it a go. Like, I'm just amazed at the texture and the creaminess of that as well. So basically, got another mix to do for 5 seconds, and that was really just that salt, I guess. So I'll just do that for the 5 seconds. And then we're basically going to just go to the cream, pop it into a sterilized jar. I mean, you can just use I was going to pop it into here, but I don't think it's going to fit. And that's obviously the last everything butter jar I bought from the supermarket, probably around that $7 or $8 mark. So that's why I'm putting it into a slightly bigger jar for the volume. So, the ABC nut butter is good. Yeah, that's another one. ABC standing for almonds, Brazils, and cashews. There's a seed butter. There's all sorts of different ones, if not the classic peanut butter. So, yeah, I'm going to pop that into a jar now and go from there. How's everyone else going on where are we up to with everyone else, Kim?
We're up to me now with the
Oh,
vanilla.
yes, that's the guest speaker with lovely.
So I'll just get the vanilla paste up. Okay, so I've been a consultant for 9 years, and the last nearly 2 years, I think I've been a team leader. When I joined, one of the first things I learned how to make was vanilla extract from following somebody online. So what I normally do is I start off and I buy my vanilla beans. I buy mine from Luna Vanilla, which is a company. They have sales all the time, and I usually buy a 10-pack. So for my vanilla extract, I usually do 5 lots of beans. I cut them and then cut them up, and I just add vodka to it. So this was full today, this jar, and I've just put it in here because I'm going to put these other vanilla pods that I've got in to here and fill it up with vodka, and then I'll stick it away for a while. And it's the same ratio as what you use. And if you don't have vodka, you can also use bourbon. That is okay. It's sort of any sort of alcohol that's quite strong. So all I've done is I've got a few vanilla beans here, and I've just split them down the middle, and I'm just going to pop them in there like that and fill that up to the top and pop that into the cupboard. And it's surprising, around about 4 to 6 weeks, and that will be ready to use. So just put it into the cupboard and forget about it. And what I love doing after I've taken the vodka out, or this is empty, I actually use these vanilla beans to make into vanilla bean paste. So the vanilla bean paste on cookie dough is actually just some sugar, some water, about 70 grams of water, and then you're going to cook that for 4 minutes at 50 degrees just to melt it. And then you add 4 to 5 vanilla beans. So what I've got in there, I would just add those vanilla beans to it. And then you add half a tablespoon of rice malt syrup and a pinch of salt, and insert the measuring cup, and you're just going to puree it for 1 minute on speed 9. Now, it makes a jar this size, which I think that's about 250 grams. And if you've ever bought the, can't remember the name of the vanilla bean paste in the tube, it's quite expensive, where this works out to be probably around, I don't know, if I get the vanilla beans, they're usually around $30 for 10, maybe 35, depending on the time of the year. And then 5 goes into my vanilla bean extract, and then 5 go into the vanilla bean paste. And that probably costs $15, and I get 250 grams, which I think is only about an 80-gram lot. The other thing you can do with your vanilla beans, if ever you're cooking just a recipe and you have to use the seeds out of the pod, I keep the pod in the fridge without the seeds, And you can actually just pour in some sugar and keep that in the cupboard. And then in about 3 weeks' time, you will have proper vanilla sugar. So the smell from the vanilla goes through and makes a nice vanilla sugar. So you can use caster sugar or just normal sugar. So great saving making your own vanilla extract, vanilla bean paste, and vanilla sugar, because it's quite expensive. So, and we'll put those recipes in for you tomorrow in our email that we send out to you all.
That's an amazing saving. I haven't done that yet. And I'm going to definitely, who else is going to give that a go? I hope everyone does.
It's just such a cost saving. And as you use this, just keep filling it up with vanilla. And I usually do that for around 12 months, and then I'll make a fresh batch, and I'll then make the vanilla bean paste out of the new ones. So
Into my what sugar?
so excellent.
Okay, is anyone else ready to go to their next step?
It's vanilla flavored sugar.
Yeah.
I think we've got Paula with taco seasoning.
Yes. Yes, this is our favorite of the house. We make tacos or burritos at least once a week. So it's better to make it. So it's good that I got to make it because I run out.
Yeah, good.
So 10 to 20 grams of chili powder. I'll put a little bit less because I'm not that spicy. 1.25 tablespoon of garlic powder, and I put the garlic powder and the onion powder together. And we got 1.25 tablespoon of dried oregano. 2 tablespoons of paprika. 2 tablespoons of cumin seeds. 1 tablespoon of sea salt. 1 tablespoon of dried chili flakes. I put a little bit less as well. And last but not least, 1 tablespoon of black peppercorns. We're gonna blitz all that up now. I'm gonna put a paper towel under the lid. That way this powder doesn't fly everywhere. And we're gonna blitz it up for a minute. Has anybody made this one before?
Just while you're milling that, so with the nut butter, there's a little bit of oil that will go on the top just to seal it. That's probably why when I buy it at the supermarket and open the lid, I think, oh, there's a lot of oil on that, but it's really just the preserving, I guess, and then you'd stir that in. And then with the jars I've got here, I mean, you can just have a glass screw jar, that's absolutely fine too, but I'm just going to clip mine on. And there we go. So yeah, give that a shot. That's going to go
Toast with butter.
So that's ready now.
That's a good tip, Paula, about the
paper towel. Yeah, it's so much better. Otherwise, I'll be sneezing. And it's milled it all into a fine powder, ready to put on the container for whenever we make tacos on Taco Tuesday.
That's great. There's so many rubs and spice blends and things that you can get on Cookie Do too for your barbecues and things like that. Oh, you've even got the container ready.
Yeah, ready to go in for the week.
Garam masala. Yeah, I like garam masala too. And the Chinese 5-spice is another great one to make.
Yes. How do you pronounce that one again? Right.
Razzle Hanu, maybe?
Yeah. Fabulous.
I just gave my granola a stir because it's
Yeah.
smelling so good. I thought, oh, maybe it's ready, but needs a few more minutes. Smells amazing. The vanilla is just wafting out, the cinnamon.
I'll just strain off.
Kim, I keep my tacos. I make the same taco seasoning. It keeps for months and months, but I have mine in like a dark cupboard in a cool dark spot. Just keeps for ages. I've never had it.
Yeah,
I always
mine's in
finish it
the
before it goes off.
Yeah.
So back
I
to the
wasn't
oils.
sure.
Sorry.
I was just going to say, if you're storing garlic powder or onion powder or onion flakes, store them in the fridge, because in the fridge, they won't go hard. They'll stay fresh for ages and ages. I don't know what it is, but they just don't go hard like they do if you sit them in the cupboard from the moisture.
Yeah, that garlic powder as well. Yeah, for sure.
Garlic and onion powder. The
Chili
flakes.
oil, I'm just going to strain it off. Now it does have to cool down, so I'm not going to put it straight in the bottles. I'm just going to put it into my Pyrex one for now. But these I have bought because I do make a lot of sauces, whether it's ketchups, tomato sauces, sriracha sauces and so forth, or you can do the classic sort of garlic bottles as well. So again, I've sterilised a few of these. But really next step is to just strain off the oil through a strainer, which I'll do now, and I'll let it cool before I bottle it rather than doing it now. Some of the pictures have in the recipe, they've actually got the chilies also infusing in the bottle as well, so that's another idea. Looks amazing, but I'll just bob that down. Whoop. Oh, not quite, but I'm not going to tip the oil because we'll know what will happen. So yeah, I'll just strain this off and then when it's cool later, I will bottle it up. There we go. And yeah, so I won't show you the full product because I want that oil to cool down. I'll take some photos later on.
Jug. Sauce. Thanks.
Okay.
You'll be able to gift those to the people at the farm.
And the srirachas that are on the way too. Okay, what else have we got to share tonight, Kim? Is there anything else that we've missed out?
No, we've got Sue now, who is going to show us how to make lemonade.
Oh, yeah, lucky last lemonade. Fantastic.
Thanks, Paula, for showing us that taco seasoning.
Thank you. I will just find Sue. Where are you? There we go.
Hi, I'm just doing lemonade because I didn't want to have all these skins from juicing the lemons for the lemon curd go to waste. So I've just used one whole lemon and the rest are just skins from juicing the lemons.
You've got a little helper with you, Sue.
Yeah, last minute grandson minding. This is Lachlan.
Hello, Lachlan.
Hey. Why?
You're a lucky boy getting all those nice cakes that your nanny makes you.
Yeah, he loves the cookies that I make. The sugar cookies.
Not yet 4.
No, soon to be 4. Anzac Day you'll be 4.
Yeah.
So the sugar you can adjust to whatever your taste is, whether you want it sweeter or not as sweet. So that's just going to chop for 2 seconds. Then we add another 500 of water and our lemonade is done.
Wow.
Then we use our basket to strain it.
Oh,
What is that?
yeah, it's interesting.
So there's our chopped up skins.
Wow. One question, is it bitter because you use the skins or not really?
No, it's not. And it only chops for 2 seconds. If you chop them longer, they will become bitter. But if you only chop it the 2 seconds, as in the recipe, they're fine. And there's our lemonade. And there's lots of different lemonade recipes. There's mint lemonade. There's a watermelon lemonade. One time when I was at school, we had some raspberries, a lime, some soda water, and I blitzed that up, and everyone loved it. All the teachers loved it. Yeah. So when your watermelon's looking a bit sad and the kids won't eat it, turn it into lemonade.
Great
Yep.
tips. Okay, now we're going to go to Jeremy.
So we're still cooking, but this is one I made earlier. So this is the golden syrup, makes quite a bit. I don't know if you can see that.
Yep.
And that was made at lunchtime, so it's thickened right up as well. And now I was just going to jump in and show you how to make brown sugar very quickly as well. Super simple recipe. It's in ounces, but the great thing with the Thermomix, it will still count up for us. It's just white sugar and molasses. So I just recommend using good quality ingredients. The recipe does say it's one ounce of molasses for dark brown sugar or half for light. I've also found as well with the new cookie dough recipe, it's really easy to add your own notes. They're really prominent at the bottom of the screen. You can go in and you can say maybe 3/4 was enough for what you need to make. Brown sugar is one of those things that you use a lot in cooking and you're often out of, so it's really handy to be able to make it nice and quick. Whip it up, especially at 9 o'clock at night when you forgot you've got a morning tea on at work the next day and you needed brown sugar for something.
Oh,
We're just looking at the chat about Renee's experience with the molasses that exploded
I've
in.
heard that before, actually.
There must be a scientific reason if anyone knows.
You just need to scrape down the sides and run it again. You can do the same as well with caster sugar and icing sugar.
Yeah.
Once again, we had an incident on Friday night where we needed some icing sugar and it was too late, so we were able to make it.
Yeah, having the raw sugar in the pantry is great to do your icing sugar and your caster sugar and just use it for normal sugar. Oh, so you've had it too. Bobby's had it too. Where it's exploded.
Yeah, the shops out in Googong aren't open very late, so at 11 o'clock at night, you can't get icing sugar from anywhere.
Is that near Tarago? No, Tarago?
It's just outside Queanbeyan.
Queanbeyan, okay. I
And
went to Canberra a few weeks ago. Oh, yeah, that's good.
brown sugar. So that's the dark. I did put in the full ounce of molasses, but as I said, you can use half or even just decide what you like best.
Thanks, Jeremy.
I've also got my granola. There's one more little step. So I took her out of the oven. She's looking really nice. And, you know, sometimes you can do it a bit less toasted if you like it a bit blonder. And then the final step is to add, oops, that's my legs, is to add some hemp seeds. And then it says optional goji berries. So I wasn't sure about goji berries for ages, but I've really come around to them. They are a bit tangy and they're kind of sweet without being too sweet. So then I just grab it's 3 tablespoons of each, and I just add them at the end. And this is when I would also normally add my other dried fruit, because I don't really like it all super leathery. And then with the hemp seeds, sometimes I sort of mix it up and I might put some chia seeds as well, or any other kinds of seeds that you feel like. I'm pretty sure you can just get hemp seeds. Can you just get them at the supermarket now? I get them from the health food shop. They're really nourishing, really, really high in protein, and just so good for you. So I love heaping them on. And the reason we just add these things now is because the heat might compromise the nutrients. So we want to keep all those good bits in it. And I just stir that through. And then it's really, really good. Like for brekkie, sometimes we have it as a hiking snack. When it's cooled down, you can add chocolate. Or whatever you like. And just like I said, you can mix up the spice mix, and you can mix up which nuts and fruits you use. It keeps really well in the cupboard. I've never gotten through it. Like, I always finish it before anything bad happens. And there you go, hemp seeds at Woolies and Coles. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Very good. I think that's it.
Yeah, I think everyone has made some sensational basic pantry staples, and Natasha's just showing us.
Very nice.
And we hope that inspires you all to make more. I mean, there's plenty more that we all do. Yogurt, anyone jams as well, butter.
Veggie stock paste is probably the most staple one to have in your fridge, or chicken stock paste.
But pop any of yours that you do at home in the chat as well, and we'll go to another session with those at some stage. And thank you all for coming along today. And we just hope it brings you more ideas.
Thank you, everyone. It was great having you on. And as I said before, we will all get an email tomorrow. And to our presenters, thank you so much.
I'll see if we can get the presenters to stay on so we can get a photograph as well. Yeah. I will stop recording. If anyone's got any questions, stay on as well. If you want to find out more about earning a Thermomix or a TM7, because we're all getting very excited now. It's all getting up and going. If you want, just interested to join the team, just stay on for a little chat. Anything at all.
It was so great having such a huge turnout to this call. It was lovely just to see 4 pages of Zoom participants. So it made it such a vibe to have everyone here.